Yo, what's up, peoples? Welcome to episode 14, Funky Friday, episode 14. Today I'm going to talk about an underground cat that put out his debut album in 1995, solo debut album. Yes, of course, from the legendary crew, Freestyle Fellowship. You know, this album dropped in 1995. You know, like really just in the fucking height of like of gangster rap and like rap music and hip hop was just blowing the fuck up in these days, especially on the West Coast. And of course, we're talking about AC Alone. The album is All Balls Don't Bounce. This is the revisited version that came out in 2004. It's a dope version to get because it's got a bonus disc and it's got a bunch of remixes instead. Definitely worth having. Yes, so this album came out in 1995 on Project Load, and you know this album is interesting because, like I said, you know in '95 everyone was doing that West Coast gangster shit, was blowing the fuck up. Project Load was not doing any of that shit. This album is really, it's interesting, man. It's got the music wise, it's just totally different, but AC Alone's approach to the record is totally different. This is, in my opinion, like a true like underground kind of classic. I remember when this album first came out, I remember reading a couple reviews and just it was getting I believe it was getting really dope reviews, but then I remember reading the review in the Source magazine back in 1995, and I believe they gave it like 3 out of 5. It wasn't even a 3.5. I believe it was 3. It was kind of like a kind of under average album or something like that. I can't remember, but just what who the fuck was doing the ratings back in those days when the Source was such a joke? But no, like musically, this thing is it's kind of all over the place, you know. It's got a really interesting vibe to the record. It's definitely different. That was the one thing that really stuck out when this album came out in 1995 was just the approach to the record was nothing like you'd really ever heard. The song playing in the background is Mic Check. This was, I believe, the first single. The Greatest Show on Earth was another single. But this song right here is just like an underground classic to me, man. AC Alone. The cool thing about this record, it does have a mix, like a variety of different type of feeling tracks. Like this is, you know, a very typical, not typical, but this is your very hip hop kind of sounding tracks. It's got a few slower ones on here that are very weird. He kind of took those blends and kind of blend them into like what he does nowadays. But no, he does change up his style quite a bit throughout the record, which is kind of cool. I love the song Rhythm Meticulous, man. It's just such a fucking dope hook, man. Just so awesome. But then you got Ananalia. That song has got a really weird chorus. It'd probably take a couple listens to actually get really used to it. But that's the type of song and the type of vibe that really kind of doesn't throw off the record, but it just makes it interesting. It makes it very unique in itself. There's a couple of interludes on here, 15 tracks. But you know, overall, this record is really fucking dope, man. Deep and Wide's another really kind of weird song. Anywhere You Go is dope. B-Boy Kingdom is really cool too, actually. Call It Cali is just like a little short kind of instrumental kind of deal. No Knots is a fucking weird song too. But in my opinion though, this is a really cool version to get. Like I said, it's got a bonus disc. And it's got a bunch of remixes. It's actually got, yeah, it's got a few other tracks on. It's got a couple remixes of The Greatest Show on Earth, like 2 different ones. The remix for Headaches and Woes. And it's got a bunch of like bonus tracks that were recorded, I think, around this time, which is kind of cool. And production by Fat Jack and stuff, which is pretty cool. Fat Jack's very cool producer, actually, very jazzy kind of cool shit. But yeah, the bonus disc is excellent, man. Yeah, it's 55 minutes of new unreleased and remixed material. Yeah, so it's fucking great, man. But in my opinion, this is like an underground classic. My favorite AC Alone record. You know, AC Alone is one of those artists that kind of grows or tries to do something a little different on every record. Some of it doesn't really work in his later releases, but I think this album is just fantastic. I really couldn't stand that Dance Storm record that he did, or whatever the fuck it was, that dance hall fucking album he did. I kind of like the swing album that he did, the using swing beats and shit. I thought that was actually kind of cool. But that dance hall fucking reggae album he did, holy fuck, was that ever horrible. But yeah, AC Alone, you never really know what you're getting with them. This is one of those records that definitely kind of brings it to you raw, and I highly recommend this, man. If you've never heard this album, definitely check it out. You might want to sit down and listen to it all the way through, maybe just kind of listen to it a couple times. To kind of, at first listen, it's probably not going to really stick with you all that much. Who knows, it might, but I do recommend this. All Balls Don't Bounce. Check out this one. So, Monkey Fries, episode 14. Peace out, homies.